A whole new race. Mayor Pete Buttigieg announcing last night he's dropping out.
Man. Let's see here.
Dropping out.
All right. Looks like the mic is working. There we go. Turn it down a little bit. There we go. There we go. There we go. And it's here we go. That gets the wrinkles out of the old road. So, good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. Go ahead and share the video. We are live. So, doing this one on the StreamYard. So, what up there, everybody? Come on, get those lights up. Get the everything up. We kind of settle in here. So, what's going on? Very disappointed. Went to GameStop yesterday to get a couple of games, and they said they had on their website, and they didn't have it. And I was not going to go all the way out Richmond Road in my city to go get these games. I'm just like, I'll wait. So I can wait. So yeah, and I'm glad I did it because the Final Fantasy demo is out, and I'll be talking about that here. The stealth drop of Final Fantasy VII. So still, I mean, we're waiting on news from Sony about Horizon Zero Dawn going to PC. Still no official word on that yet. There again, it could happen today. I'm not here to say it won't happen, but there could be some butter biscuits being handed out by me on Saturday. So because I'll give it a week. I'm a fair Messiah. You know, I am a fair Messiah. Division 2 new DLC. Now I've got the regular Division. If anybody wants to play that, I mean, I think people tried to contact me yesterday, but I was busy. And then I got sleepy. Like right after my podcast, after I figured out how to get my StreamYard to work, or Streamlabs to work correctly, that took about 20 minutes. I'm like, man, I'm going to bed. So yeah, but I did figure that out. It's I guess you have to hit display capture, and I was hitting game capture. So yeah, there we go. Let's see here. But we'll shout out to the people in the chat. See, we got about 20, 25 people watching. Hit that like button. Of course, you know, if you like the content, you can go ahead and hit the like button and share it. If you really like it and you want to go ahead and donate, that way I can read your questions. That's the way I'm going to go ahead and start doing it starting March 9th. But yeah, still waiting on my one-on-one with BitCloud. I thought he was going to set that up today, but he was busy, probably ripping off the headboard. So, but yeah, but we'll go ahead and get into it. We're going to talk about, because I got questions on this. So the chipset, like what is that? How could Sony deploy that into their PS5? We'll talk about the Final Fantasy stealth demo drop, because I'm playing that today. The heck with everything else I was going to do. I'm playing that today. I guess it's the first episode. Of course, the game comes out next month. So, let's see here. What's going on, Baltimore MVP? And then the Series X news I got from Louwaffa this morning. So I'll go ahead and go into that as well because people want to know about the Series X in the news. So, you know, So PS5 Pro at launch, lunch. I don't know about lunch. Launch. I doubt it. There's no reason to have a PS5 Pro. The PS5 is going to support 8K, 4K, spatial sound, 3D. 3D, have 3D audio, ray tracing sound, have hardware-based ray tracing built in. So, and there's no reason. There's no reason to do a PS5 Pro. I mean, what would it be for? So, Final Fantasy VII Remake is going to be the first disc. Well, I think it's just the first episode. And for me, it's new. I got to get to know those characters. I never played Final Fantasy VII. I mean, I've never played it at all. I heard people talking about it on the school bus. That's how long ago it's been. And so, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to play a little bit of Assassin's Creed. If it stops raining, I'm going to try to go to my mall, to the video game store. There is a game that I do want, and so I'm looking for it. What's going on, Ice Queen? Hopefully, we get to go to London, and we can ride around on what are those things called they have in London on the cobblestone streets, and you can show me where Jack the Ripper is. So you're waiting on Doom to drop. Yeah, and again, shout out to the people who are playing Doom. I remember playing Doom on PC, good grief, in the 90s. And the fact that game is still is like Doom. We had like 3 games. We had Doom, Duke Nukem, and it was Doom, Duke Nukem, and maybe I forgot, not Unreal Tournament, but there was a game that was just like that. There were like 3 games that were all pretty much the same. And those were the games. So, Quake. Thanks, Gaminator. Yeah. All 3 of those games, you played one of those 3 games, or all of them. Now, I played more Quake and Duke Nukem. Quake I liked more because it had better controls. It had a more up-to-date control system. But it was just like Doom. You just ran around and shot. It was fun. Everybody loved to play that game. It was back in the day. So yeah, the fact that Doom is still around is fantastic. It's like Diablo. Diablo is still around. We played Diablo on our PCs, and we would use landline connections to play. And basically, you would pack your computer up. This is back when you could pack it up, and you would take it over to somebody else's house for the weekend, and you would crash the weekend and just play Diablo. I mean, we spent many weekends doing that. Our weekend consisted of getting up, going to the gym to work out, coming home, taking a shower, going to Rallies and get 2 spicy chicken sandwiches for $2, which was like gourmet food for us. And then we would come back, and the girls would go to the pool, and we would sit there and we would play. It was something else. It was something else. So let's see here. Oh my goodness, these are from last year. Yeah, those are from last year. Let's see here. Now this is from January. I can do this one about ray tracing. Let's see here. Methune. Oh, I see what you're wanting to do. Okay. Hold on. All right, I see it. All right, hold on. First of all, let me do this real fast. I didn't do my due diligence. Let me do this real fast. Yeah, that one article that's from Good grief, that's from many moons ago. And that's, there we go. Oh my goodness gracious. Now there's, oh, I gotta get out there. There we go. Hold on. So, I can't tell if it's raining outside or not. Alexa, is it raining outside?
It's raining right now, with a break around 10:30 a.m.
Oh my God, you said it was going to stop around 9 o'clock this morning. So anyway. Can you let your queen Luca read my poem? Well, honey, the son, Luca's not my queen. So, I mean, you probably better off giving that to BitCloud. Let's see here. So I'll share this here. So let me go to this screen here. This is from, this is like a month ago. Well, technically, this is, I can't pronounce this guy's name, but this is from Tequila. It says AMD ray tracing will arrive when the time is right. Now, this is over a month old. This is like a month, and so this is 5 weeks old. Ever since AMD announced their Navi RDNA-based GPUs last year, the one main question that everyone has had on their mind is, when is AMD ray tracing arriving? We saw NVIDIA implement the much talked about feature in their Turing architecture back in 2018, but Team Red has been silent about it. As Team Red is AMD. Says, of course, with the Radeon RX 5000 series, AMD has caught up to NVIDIA in terms of raw power. Now, I've tried to tell people that, but they don't want to listen. So, says more or less in almost every price segment. But if there's one thing that they're still missing is that shiny ray tracing implementation that the GeForce RTX. RTX, I think, means ray tracing experience cards come with. It says, well, in a recent press briefing, the same question was posed to Team Red. Here's what they said, quote, AMD as a company strongly believes in the value and capability of ray tracing. RDNA 2, the next gen, will support ray tracing. Both next gen Xbox and PlayStation will support hardware ray tracing with Radeon natively. We will be sure to have the content that gamers can actually use to run those GPUs. Says we believe in our ray tracing and we will have it when the time is right. So is that what you were wanting, Red? So, yeah. Says while there's still a time, and this is over 5 weeks old, while there's still time for AMD's ray tracing, they've been working hard on providing more GPUs. Yeah, at different price points. Yeah. The upcoming RX 5600 XT is poised to take the mantle of the GTX 1060 as the long-running 1080 champion. 1080p champion, I'm sorry. Of course, while benchmarks are one thing, we still have to see the cards in real. Yeah, this is an old one. So, well, we already know the 5600 XT totally destroys the entire 1080 line. Okay, the 1060, the 1070, and the 1080 all destroyed by the 5600 XT with that Navi architecture. So, so yeah, what's going on, Cyber Dragon? So, yeah, I'm stuck. It's either going to be the 5600 XT or the GTX 1660 Ti. But yeah, I mean, again, Sony is going to have pretty much the exact same things Microsoft has on their console. I don't like the information is out there. Everybody's just waiting for Sony to confirm the information. Yeah, AMD could put that out. That's fine. But until Sony puts it out, that's what that's what I'm waiting on. So you're gonna ask Ryan if you can come on RGT one Friday. Yeah, there you go. Hopefully you get on. Hopefully you get on. So oh my goodness, you were contacted by people that troll her. I mean, okay, fine. D said only Xbox do that. Well, I mean, again, you just saw, Maharazi, that a spokesman for AMD has an official press release that the PlayStation will do it too. So again, I'm not here to throw shade at nobody. I mean, you all can listen to who you listen to. I've said multiple times, I really try to stay away from the whole speculation thing. As far as a podcast, if you guys talk about speculation in the chat, fine. I mean, it's not like I'm gonna ban you for speculating. But as far but yeah, you got a whole podcast called RDX that does nothing but speculate. You got Matt's Gaming who does nothing but speculate. So again, there's where you go for speculation. I personally, I had already seen that what Spartan had put up. I'd seen that like a month ago, but I will wait for Sony to come out and say, yeah, here's what we're doing. So and then and again, there's too many reports out there that collate with them doing the exact same thing, minus Sony having the PSVR. They have a VR system. So that's just all there is to it. That is all there is to it. So that was Lisa Sue. No, that wasn't Lisa Sue who said that. That was somebody else who's not sure if I can pull it up here. That's Methune. I can't pronounce this gentleman's last name. I'll put it back up on the screen. It wasn't Lisa Sue. I mean, Lisa Sue probably in an interview said they were going to have ray tracing and all that. I mean, I'm not here to say she didn't, but in this article, that right there, I can't pronounce his name, so I do apologize. But yeah, you can. I mean, I'll screenshot it and I'll put it on Twitter so that people can see it. But that's an old article. I thought everybody had seen that. So, but yeah, that's an old article. But yeah, they're gonna again. I don't know what else to keep saying about it except you just have to wait for more information. But they're gonna pretty much do the exact same thing. They'll do it differently, but they're going to they're definitely going to be doing a lot of the same things. Plus Ultra, how you doing? So Xbox people told you to troll Luca. Okay. Well, I don't know why you would do that anyway. I mean, but all right. So that's on you. That's on you. I think there's better things to do than troll somebody. So where did the 3rd of March date come up for the PS5? I don't know. I heard somebody talking about that yesterday too, as well. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you guys are. I don't know if is March 3rd like the anniversary of the PS2. Let's see. When did the PS2 come out? Alexa, when did PlayStation 2 launch in the United States? Let's see if Alexa knows.
Could you say that again?
Sure. Alexa, Alexa, when did the PlayStation 2 launch?
Here's something I found on reference.com. PS1 was released in 2000. The original PlayStation was released in Japan in 1994. It became available in North America, Europe, and Australia in 1995.
Alexa, when did the PlayStation 2 come out?
The Sony PlayStation 2 was released in the North American market on October 26, 2000, making the device 19 years old.
Okay, well, there you go, guys. So that wasn't launched yet, so I don't know where they're getting that date at. So D had to use a calculator to work out 2 times 6, so take what he says with a bucket of salt. Well, I mean, again, there's nothing to take at this point. They meaning Microsoft, has announced that they have 12 teraflops. So there's nothing to take. I mean, they haven't announced any kind of clock speed, if that's what you're talking about. So, okay. Alexa, do you like the PlayStation 2?
I don't have an opinion on that.
Oh, there you go. Didn't care. So, so it was March in Japan. All right. Well, okay. So maybe it was March 3rd in Japan, and that's what people are saying. My opinion on the PS5 is that they're not going to really talk about it until either Final Fantasy VII comes out. And remember, I was on JTech's podcast yesterday, and I said you will start seeing a push of Final Fantasy VII stuff here over the next 2 to 3 weeks. And Lord behold, here's a demo. That's truth. So it won't know that, Grudier Legends. So I'll ask Alexa, what other planet do humans live on?
Here's something I found on the web. According to irao.edu, the most likely planet for human exploration is Mars, but it will not be easy due to the vast difference in conditions between Earth and Mars.
Oh, there you go. So March 4th, so that's Wednesday, correct? Yeah, I mean, again, I'm not expecting anything on PS5. I mean, I'm just not. I mean, we got information last month, or not last month, but because this is March, we got information in January. So about PS5. So it's only been like it's only been a month since that press conference. So Alexa's lying. Okay, well, it is an AI. But AIs can't. Well, so AI, it might be lying. You're right. You're correct. Have I played any Final Fantasy games? Yes. Yeah, I've beaten 8, 9, 10, 10-2. And that was it. And I didn't beat 15. It just came out. 13 was terrible. But I was the only one on Xbox that bought it. Felt like so I didn't get 13-2 as well. So, but yeah, I've beaten several Final Fantasy games, but I haven't played anything like 7. Everybody says that 7 is a holy experience. So I mean, if you go online and watch the YouTube videos, people started crying when they figured out that was Final Fantasy VII. Talking about when they showed it at E3, 2000 and whatever it was, 15, 16, whenever they showed it, people started crying. So I'm like, well, I'll finally play it. You know, I'm going to see why this guy's got a sword bigger than he is. So I want to find that out. So, yeah. So it's fun. But I'll be playing it. I don't know if I have enough room because I got the Division on there. I just loaded Assassin's Creed Origin. I guess I can take Assassin's Creed Origin back. I mean, I feel like a schlemiel. I'm going to be like, look, I just bought this yesterday, but man, they didn't drop this Final Fantasy VII demo, and I'm going to go ahead and play Final Fantasy VII. You did? So I'll be like, here, you can have this back. And that's why I'm waiting to see if it's got to stop raining because I walk physically to GameStop, which only takes about 16 minutes because I walk pretty good. So I'm so used to walking at work and standing up. Sitting down to me feels unnatural. So he said Alexa is half lying. Well, why would you say that? But anyway, so yeah, I mean, but yeah, the 5600 XT, because again, for me personally, as far as my PC, okay. All right. Now, it does say here, let me finish reading. It does say Lisa Su herself addressed the lack of the same on current consumer GPUs. The company is now saying that they want to wait for more games to adopt ray tracing before they launch consumer segment cards to tackle it. So this is, again, that makes sense to me personally. This is why this is why I've said on this podcast, and I said on RGT the other day, I said that ray tracing is not going to be widely as adapted as HDR, because HDR was on televisions that everybody was buying. Every TV had some implement of HDR, even if it had SDR, it had some implement of an HDR. Whereas that ray tracing is segmented. So you're not going to see it on every game. Like you don't, I mean, you can have a 2080 Ti, okay, or 2080 Super, whatever it's called. Not every game that you play on there has ray tracing. I mean, Control does. I think Battlefield, is it Battlefield 5? I think it does. The Shadow of the Tomb Raider does. And look, the games, look, I saw that ray tracing on Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and I about died. I couldn't believe what that looked like. But overall, is it going to be a widely adopted feature? The answer to that, according to AMD, Lisa Su, the woman I should be married to, by the way, she says they're waiting on more games, and that may be coming. That may be coming. The consoles actually do give the technology that AMD is wanting, for their ray tracing. That which they'll call it something else, but because I thought ray tracing I thought that was already patented. The term was patented, but whatever, fine. If it's not that big a deal. For ray tracing to be on AMD, they obviously want a wider adoption. So that's what they're waiting on. So this whole thing of it's damage control, stuff like that, it cracks me up when you actually read what CEOs and presidents are actually saying, and because it doesn't fit this fanboy narrative that some people have, they get mad. It's like there's nothing to get mad at. There is nothing to be mad at. So let's see here. Yeah, but like I said, for me personally, the 5600 XT fits my needs as a gamer. Okay, it fits my needs. So for gaming on PC, now that could change. Once I upgrade everything, I'll be like, oh well, I need, my 5600 XT is for me to do 1080p ultra gaming settings. That's what it's for. Okay, not anything else. Now, can it do something else? Can it do 1440p high settings? Yeah, on some of the older games, it should be able to, and the reason why is because those are older games. Now, some of the newer games that are coming out this year and beyond, 1080p ultra. That's it. That's fine. And I got no problem with that. I'm stuck between the 5600 and the 1660 Ti, because shout out to Jemiah Dixon, PC Master Race. He did donate a $25 gift card, and the 1660 Ti actually is about $21 cheaper. So I'm stuck. I am stuck. Do I forego my 580 for the 1660 Ti, play it 1080p ultra, or do I go ahead and marry the 3600 to the to the 5600 XT? I mean, that's where I'm stuck. I'm stuck right there. Okay, so that's where I'm at. But again, I'm making my decision on the 20th or 21st. That's the countdown week right there, and I will walk into the store, and either I will go to Best Buy and I'll say, okay, it's this much on Amazon or not. That's where I'm stuck. So that's where I'm stuck. What's up, Social Joins, Jack MD? How are you doing? So how are you all doing? So you are the top PC donator. Correct. Yeah. That your donation is what put everything over. So your donation put everything over. So buy the Series X and it will be the most powerful. I don't know if it will be. I'll talk about this chipset, and I think that let's see here. If you look those up, the performance should be obvious which one is stronger. Okay, well, let's look it up right now. We have the ability to do that right now. Let's see, 1660 Ti versus 5600 XT. Let's go to the user benchmark. Let me put this on the screen. And we will just do the comparison right now. What you all should be looking at is the PC benchmark screen. Now, as you can see here, one release Q1 2020. This release, so this is newer over here. So this is $5 more. So let's look at the game average FPS on these games here. CS:GO is slightly better. I'm just looking at the benchmark. GTA 5 slightly better. Okay. Now this is 1080p on max settings. Okay. So everything is set 1080p max settings. All right. So we'll go to so everything here. All right. Look here. Overwatch, better Overwatch FPS, 21% better. PUBG, 25% better. Fortnite. Now these are esports games, okay? So these are esports. You can play most of this in esports. So right now, the 5600 looking pretty good. I'm just letting you all know. Effective speed, 14. This is 939 benchmarks, okay? And this is better, okay? This is better. 14% better. Is as you can see here, pretty good. Effective 3D speed, better, 14% faster. Average user bench is average. You're looking at 8% better. Not a huge difference between. That's right there is about 20 frames a second. Well, I'm sorry, 25 frames on for lighting. Better lighting over here. Better rendering, slightly faster because this is these GTX cards are faster. Okay. Gravity, so for particles and stuff like that, better over here. All right. Overclock, if you overclock them, they're roughly the same. 6% overall over here. Value and sentiment, again, yeah, the GTX card has better value. Okay. And it's 1 year older, and it's going to be, that's it. So this is a no-brainer. You're right, the 5600 whoops its butt over here. Now we can change this to the 5500, and with the 5500, it's track. Yeah, this card is destroying this card over here, but this card is $160. So, let's see now. I believe this is still 1080p. You're still at 195. Well, no. Let me go back up here. I can benchmark my own GPU if I wanted to, but yeah, this is an ass whooping right here. I mean, the only thing that's better is value. Much better value, much cheaper. This is more recent. This has better peak texture detail. So I'm just letting you guys know this. So a good budget OEM card, but both AMD last gen GPUs and NVIDIA and put this at a disadvantage. Yeah, I mean, again, if I've always told people, if you're just starting with the PC, this card right here is a good card to have. I'm talking about the 5500. But yeah, the XT actually is embarrassing this over here for the same price. All right, so yeah, you're right. That's why I said AMD has officially taken over the 1080p market. Okay, it is what it is, guys. You know, it is what it is. So now where NVIDIA has a corner is on the high-end market. So it is what it is. So what's the point of building a gaming PC to play at 1080p? Well, because gaming at 1080p with FreeSync, and if you can get one with HDR at ultra settings, is very good. Just trust me. I mean, I'm doing it now. I'm again, Mass Effect Andromeda, which the game is trash. Okay, the story is garbage. I mean, garbage. But graphically, and it looks better on the PC at a lower resolution than my PlayStation Pro, at a higher resolution. PlayStation Pro plays that game at 4K. at 30 frames a second, but nevertheless, and on the PC, I have better graphics. I have much better graphics. So it is what it is. So, and Nate's about to hit the freeway. So at least 1440p. Well, again, that's fine. But you're gonna have to buy a 1440p monitor, which is expensive. I mean, I went to Best Buy yesterday, and that's expensive. You're looking at a minimum. You might be able to get one for, as of right now, you might be able to get one for $299. Maybe get it for $299. So, but mostly those cards are they were over $350, and if you're going to pay that, you might as well get a 4K one, right? You can get some 4K ones. You get the BenQ one. You can get the Samsung one. They had those up there. So the 5700 XT benchmarks between the 2070s. Yeah, no. The 5700 XT is for 1440p gaming. That's its target. The 5700 XT is targeting 1440p. Again, that's what I was going to get, but then I would also have to get a monitor, and I can only get one or the other. So I'm like, I'll get the 5600 XT. But at Best Buy, the 5600 XT is $300, and I have exactly $318 to get a card. So I'm looking at the 1660 Ti as well. But when you marry the AMD CPU to an AMD GPU, it will automatically do something called overclocking. It just does it automatically. You don't have to go in and set it up. So so that's kind of where I'm at right now. So we'll have to wait and see. Well, I mean, again, I'll definitely have to wait and see. Would I much rather have a 2070? Yeah, but I don't have 2070 money. 2070s were, I think, $599. So it is what it is. So yeah, I am. No. I mean, I'm still going to do 1440p, but for now, I can upgrade the computer, get it where I can play all the games that are coming out for the next 2 years, and still get my PlayStation 5. So that's more. And we're going on a trip as well. I mean, we're going on a trip. We're taking a cruise. It's all expenses paid, and a hotel, which is mostly expenses are paid. So in order for us to do that, I have to cut something else, and I can still get my new GPU. I've got my RAM. I've got my I showed you all the let's see here, the SSD card. So that's it. I mean, that's you got to understand moderation, and I can always come back, I don't know, next year, the end of this year, something like that, and get the 5700 XT. So, which is fine, because I have to get a monitor. Okay, I'll get this, I'll get my PlayStation, then I'll get my monitor, then I'll get my 5700 XT, which will be fine. So yeah. I still haven't played Covania. I know. I'm behind on a lot of things. Y'all can forgive me. I'm behind on a lot of things. So, so I have it, but yeah, I'm still playing Death Stranding. I only play one game at a time. So I'm still playing Death Stranding, and once I beat Death Stranding, I'll jump right into Code Vein. And then I'll play Yakuza 0. I think somebody said for me to play Yakuza 0. Is it Yakuza 0? Yeah, I got to play Yakuza 0, then play Kiwami. Something like that. So, yeah. But yeah, Mr. Reese, that's what I'm doing. So now, in order for me to get the 5700 XT, I would still need another $100. So, so yeah. Ryan's trying to make me an Xbox. You told him no thanks. Well, alrighty. So, alrighty then. So, but all right, then let's talk about the chipset. Good grief, I've been here for 40 minutes. Haven't really talked about the podcast yet. All right, so what is a chipset? Okay, so shout out to Foxy Games UK and other people that have said this before. So, a chipset is just a separate set of chips that are dedicated to help do certain processes. So, you have a cell phone and you want to call your baby mama. And in order to talk to your baby mama, your chipset does not have to be activated. All right. All right. So, and again, if y'all want me to get the 5700 XT, I will gladly get that. I still will. But that little donation button is right there for you guys. Okay. So go ahead, and if you want me, there it is for you. It's I can start another, but that I can only do that for 2 weeks because I'm pulling the trigger on something in 2 more weeks. So, so you have 2 weeks for the community to come up with 50. It's going to be $100 exactly. So because it's $389 plus tax, and my state, the tax would bring it up to $400, and I want to say $409. So yeah, I need exactly 100. So there you go. There you go. Hit that button, people. That'll be for the 5700 XT. So if not, that's fine. I'll get the 5600. So, so all right. So, but the chipset. So you would call your baby mama and you would talk to her. There's no the chipset will just sit there. It will just sit there. But let's just say after you talk to your baby mama, you want to play Angry Birds or you want to play whatever. You would fire up Angry Birds. Well, because that takes more resources, your chipset will come on and it will dedicate more resources so you can play that game. All right. So the PS5 is supposed to have a chipset in it, and this chipset is going to be doing nothing but the audio. Doing nothing but the ray tracing stuff, and the ray tracing stuff includes audio and visual. So imagine playing a game, and I don't know. Let's just say you're playing Madden. All right, so you're playing Madden, and you want to just play Madden. Okay, and the PlayStation 5 could say, all right, if you just leave it with this. Okay, if you leave it, what's that? What's going on, Pinnacle? If you PlayStation 5 could say you load up Madden, it'll say, well, if you turn on ray tracing, you're going to be able to play Madden at 4K native, 60 frames a second, and you'll have on your ray tracing. Okay, but if you turn the ray tracing off, you'll be able to play it at 4K. At an open frame rate. Let's just say that is 60 to 80 FPS. I mean, I'm just using that as an example. So the PS5, in theory, could be the whole 13 T-flop thing, because what that is both sets. Okay, so your chipset would be 3.2 T-flops. Okay, all that chipset would do would separately just run ray tracing. That's all it would do. And then your basic setup would be 10.4 T-flops. But combined, you're at 13, a little over 13 T-flops. That's where that number's coming from. Okay? And I'm not saying it's true. So what Sony would do is they would say the PS4 and PS5 is 10.3 T-flops or 10.6 T-flops. Okay, or 11 T-flops, but at the base play level. But when you turn on ray tracing, you activate this chipset, and then all of it together will work, and then you'll be at 13 T-flops or something like that. That's where that number is coming from. Okay, now is it true? I have no idea, but I shout out to Foxy Games. He said something about a chipset months ago. I'm talking. I mean, it was over the summer that he was talking about PS5 very well could go with a chipset design in their system. So, again, it doesn't matter to me. It's going to do what they say it's going to do. But for everybody who's wondering, where's this 13 point something numbers coming from? That's where it's coming from, is that PlayStation 5 would have a base T-flop count at 10.6 T-flops, okay? 9.8 T-flops. But they're going to have a separate chipset run the sound and run the ray tracing visual. So when you turn that on, it's going to combine like the Wonder Twins back from the Super Friends. Okay, they'll combine, and all together, everything working together at that point would be a little bit over 12 to 13 T-flops. That's where that number's coming from. So it's so it's smart. Well, so that's if they're doing it. Let me make that clear. That's if they're doing it. But people have asked me. I got up this morning. I had like 22 messages in my Twitter about where this number is coming from. That's where that number comes from. Okay, that's where that number comes from. So speculation, yeah, speculation. Because again, but they asked me about it. But that still doesn't change what a chipset is. A chipset is just a dedicated piece of hardware to run a dedicated whatever. So, and then you turn it off and it goes back to the regular stuff. So better performance if that's implanted correctly. Yeah, I mean, again, what has Sony been saying about the PS5 is that it's going to be balanced and have better performances. So again, gotta wait and see. But again, a chipset design, that's what a chipset does. It doesn't matter if you use a cell phone or a tablet. All right, my TV, I have a Samsung, I have the 7000 series. The chipset in my television, now I have cable on. So the chipset that runs the apps is not activated. You all understand that now? But if I go and activate Disney Plus, Hulu, Amazon Prime, okay, that will turn that chipset on. It will activate a different chipset in my television set so to control the apps. Right now, that chipset is dormant. It's a dormant chipset. So yeah, but that's it. Sounds like BS. Well, again, that's what a chipset is. I mean, we can look it up, but it's just a dedicated piece of silicon to do one thing. That's all it is. So, but no, it's not wrong. So, no, it's not wrong. I'm sorry. That's exactly what a chipset does. So, but we'll have to wait and see if that's what they do. But again, Foxy Games UK, shout out to him. I believe he talked about this over the summer. Which is kind of like, oh, all right, we'll have to wait and see if that's what they do. But will they have a set dedicated to only doing that? And let's see what they do. But we know right now that they're going to have 3D audio spacious sound. We know they're going to have 4K native gaming. We know it's going to play 4K UHD. We know it's going to have a super fast SSD. We already know this. So we'll just have to wait and see everything else. So we know that one developer said that the Baldur's Gate, am I saying that right? That developer ain't developing games on this generation because they said the hardware is trash. So let's have to wait and see. A chipset, yeah, but this will be a dedicated chipset, and Andre Clay. So it'll be a dedicated chipset to only do the ray tracing. Period. That's it. So but again, they may not do it. But people are wondering where this 13 point whatever number is coming from. That's where it's coming from. So you believe that what a chipset is with 13 teraflops. Again, the number 13, which is speculation, is literally because you would take the basic chip design, which could be 10.8 T-flops for all I know. It could be 11.1 T-flops for all I know. But then they would dedicate another group of chips to only do ray tracing. That's it. That's it. It doesn't mean, and guess what? It may not be true. So that's what I'm saying, but for the people who wanted to know about that number, that's where that number is coming from. Okay. That number, which is speculation, is because Sony very well may do a chipset design that's separate, but they may not. So they may not. And guess what? Now we can move on to the Final Fantasy VII demo. Okay, the demo that this stealth drop, the game that everybody is talking about. Okay, so the game that everybody is talking about, and so who has downloaded this game? So you hope it's 11.6 T-flop, so Microsoft can scream most powerful. Well, again, I don't. Here again, as far as that is concerning, I've actually heard people say, I've heard Max Gaming, I've heard D-Batch, I've heard Post Up say at different points, if Microsoft doesn't have the power narrative, it's dead in the water. It's DOA. Now, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all. But again, the reason why they say it's DOA is because they have no faith in the first-party studios, which, again, that's why they say Microsoft's got to have something to market, because the games that they're coming out with are trash. So, I mean, this is stuff that they have said, not me. I've said 100 times. I hope they get it right. I'm not buying it. So, just, it is what it is. But, there's a reason why that Microsoft has not come out saying that they have the world's most powerful console, because there's a very good chance it's not. Okay, so but people keep saying, well, they don't know what Sony's doing. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And again, it's power your dreams. This is our most powerful Xbox, which again is perfectly fine, but that does scream, But at the end of the day, power is important to some people, not everybody. And there's a group of people it is important to. Let's just keep that 100%. There's a group of people that is important to. So, and there's a group of people that is not. Final Fantasy VII demo. Yeah, let me get back on that. Stealth Drop, that is available right now on the PlayStation. I don't know if that's available on PC and or Xbox. If the people who have Xboxes, is Final Fantasy VII demo available on your Xbox? Yes or no? Yes or no. So I mean, I'm downloading that here shortly. As soon as I get off of this podcast, I will be downloading the Final Fantasy VII demo. So people with such short memories, people flipping over a recent 13. Yeah, it's a rumor, but I'm just saying the number. All I addressed again was the number, where that number came from, and that's it. And why people are saying that number. People got to really understand that, if that number is real, it's because of the dedicated chipset. At the base level, the Xbox is still more powerful because they're going to always have 12 T-flops rolling. They're going to always have that. Sony may have 10.4 T-flops or 9.8 T-flops, but then when you turn on this chipset, the power, the other part, the architecture of the ray tracing and all that stuff, that's going to be run by a different chipset. So combined, it may be 13 T-flops. It may be 12.4 T-flops. It's going to be enough to do what it needs to do. That's all I can really say. So, but Final Fantasy VII, yeah, I'm excited for this. I'll be playing it. I do want to see why Cloud is, I do want to see why Cloud, for some reason, has a sword bigger than him. Allegedly, you can either play this game freeform, I think they called it, or you can play it classic, like the classic Final Fantasy VII, like all the Final Fantasy games where you would take a turn, and the enemy take a turn, and you would take a turn, and the enemy would take a turn. See what I'm saying? So you can play it like that too. Now, I don't know if that's part of the demo. But we'll have to definitely wait and see. So at least I will, because I'll be playing it this afternoon. And I still had the Division Part 2. I'm level 1 on it. Trash. I got the basic weapons, I guess. So yeah, turn-based. We'll have to wait and see if that's there or not. So it's in the demo. It's not quite like that. Okay, well, yeah. I mean, again, I'll check it out myself. So, but thanks, Nate. So yeah, I mean, I know they have like a free-form mode, and then they have a kind of a turn-based mode. So I definitely have to wait and see. So yeah, I'm going to download that demo too, and man, I hope I have enough room because I put a whole lot of stuff on this PlayStation here in the last week or two because my PC will be going into the shop in a couple weeks. So it's not on Xbox One. Okay, well, there you go. So, but so again, this is why people had their PlayStations. I mean, so you have the Xbox community. Look at they're talking about Ori and the Will of the Wisp, which is fine. I'll be playing that. Okay. And then the Flight Sim, which again, I'm playing that right now. I don't know why I can't stream it. It's like it won't. My Stream Lab, I think that's what it's called. When I go to capture that game, it won't put the game up on the screen. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So that remember, I was having issues with that yesterday. Hopefully I can figure it out. So, but look at that. They're talking about specs with no clock speeds, and the PlayStation community is talking about Final Fantasy VII demo, Neo. I think Neo comes out next week, and then the MLB The Show, Grand Blue Fantasy comes out tonight. Like it comes out tonight. You can go to Walmart tonight or this morning at 2-3 o'clock in the morning and buy the damn game. So that's the difference. And so now if you step back, you can see why the people in the Xbox community, why they talk about specs so much, because they're not talking about their games. So, but I'll move to my Series X news. It's 10 o'clock. Shout out to my source, Louwaffa. Shout out to Louwaffa. He dropped me some information today that I can share with you about Series X. Okay. And also shout out to King Thrash. King Thrash did make a mistake in his video this morning. Backwards compatibility is not the same as the smart tech that Microsoft is talking about. And again, Microsoft smart tech, whatever you want to call it, that's not new. They're doing that right now. Okay. Again, I use Mass Effect and I've said this. If you play Mass Effect on the Xbox X versus the Xbox One S and or the OG Xbox 360, it looks better on the X. That's because it's got that smart tech on there. So, but backwards compatibility is not the smart tech. The backwards compatibility is literally, I take the Xbox 360 game Mass Effect, I put it in the Xbox Series X, and I won't get any benefit except the Series X will play it. But what will happen is that Series X will deploy more assets into that game, okay? You see what I'm saying? Whereas that's what it's doing. That's the difference in backwards compatibility and smart tech. What everybody's waiting to see with the PlayStation 5 is that if it's backwards compatible and if it can play the games better. The smart tech that Sony is deploying right now is called boost mode. So if a game on the, okay, all right, Horizon Zero Dawn. Horizon Zero Dawn has boost mode, has smart tech. So if it's played in the PS4 Slim, it plays at 1080p, 30, has HDR. Okay? If you put that same game, same disc, or download it on the PlayStation Pro, the PlayStation Pro with its smart tech will say, oh, I've got more assets to deploy to Horizon Zero Dawn. So I can give you a resolution mode at 4K at 30 FPS, or I can give you a 1080p mode at a frame rate mode is 1080p, but you're going to have anywhere from 40 to 48 FPS. All right, that's the way smart tech works for Sony. It's not new. So what King Thrash is 1000% correct about is Microsoft taking stuff that you guys that we already have, and they're repackaging it and remarketing it as something that you think is new, but it's not. It's just you guys are already using it. So, so yeah. Oh, what's going on, Arsenic Steel? So, but yeah. So do not get caught up in all that crap. So, Did I play the original Final Fantasy VII? Nope, I did not. So, aren't you talking about specs? Well, Andre, again, see, here's the problem that you really have. If you are a content creator and people actually drop questions to you, you can be a good content creator and entertain their questions, or you can be an asshole and not talk about them. I can clearly see you will be an asshole. So yeah, somebody asked me about specs, about why people are talking about 13 T-flops. I said, yep, here's why. Doesn't mean it's true. End of discussion. So, but I could have been a jerk. I could have been an idiot and said, I'm not going to talk about it. I don't care that you took time to send me that question. So now their question has been answered. I've moved off of it. I moved off of it. So, but the Series X news is already confirmed. There's nothing to speculate about their specs. We can speculate about their clock speeds. We can speculate about how their their bandwidth, because Microsoft hasn't said it. So I haven't talked about it. I could talk about somebody said that it's going to have a CPU that's running like a Ryzen 1600, which is trash. Okay, I have a Ryzen 1600 in my PC right now. Like physically right now, that's what's in there. So that's trash if that's true. But since we don't have any clock speeds, that guy is just flat out speculating on what it's going to be able to do, and that's the truth. So, was your board bad? Was your board bad? So I remember you were talking about you thought you had a bad board there, Foundational Negro. So we'll send the board back today, new board by Wednesday. Oh, okay, cool. Now you had the 570, didn't you? Was that a 570 you had? So it had to be the board. Yeah, that's why I don't want to get my board from Amazon, because you have to, if it's bad, then you have to call them. They have to send you another box and you send it out. That's a pain. So, but no, that sucks if it's the board. But I thought you had the 570 board, didn't you? Was it or maybe it was the 470 that you had? So, oh yeah, I got burned on a refurb a couple years ago, bro. Yeah, I got burned on a refurb a couple years ago. So 2 quality demos in a space of 4 days. You talking about what other demo came out? So, the Neo demo, yeah. And I'm not a Neo guy. I am not a Neo guy, so I didn't play it. But at the end of the day, if people enjoyed it, I think several people that played it said it was pretty good. So the PS console stays relevant because I don't know what that is. Exclusive. Is that exclusives? Yeah. That's what the PlayStation, and there's always been exclusives. As far as I can remember, Atari had Atari games, and ColecoVision had ColecoVision games, Intellivision had Intellivision games. All this it's not until recently, in the last 30 months, where you've had a group of people saying that exclusives are anti-consumer. That is brand new. So that is brand new. So that's a brand new phenomenon. So it's just, that. So it's amazing. So, yeah, the Final Fantasy demo. You played it about 3:30 in the morning. Good Lord, I didn't know it was out. Woke up this morning, everybody was like, "Oh, we had the Final Fantasy VII demo!" So. Well, again, everybody, they've had exclusives. I remember walking into the store and, Neo Geo had its own games. And, just so many. Neo Geo had its games. Sega had their own game section. Nintendo had their game section. And, and that's the way it was. Maybe PlayStation 1 was out at the time. They had their own game section. So that jackass said that X Series X running at 16 rod. I don't disagree. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't believe that. I don't know how they can even come up with that when Microsoft hasn't given out any clock speeds. So it's just kind of like, how can you base your perform? What are you basing performance on? So, but again, when I said that last week, that you would have to base performances, you're not going to be able to base a performance on until they give you the clock speeds. People got mad. I said I was downplaying the specs. It's like, I mean, Red Gaming Tech came out and said it. White Zaddy, Digital Foundry came out and said it. So it's like, it's okay for those guys to say it. But when I say it, oh, you're hating. Ah! Like I said, they're children. There's a group of them, they're children, you know. So about the Final Fantasy demo, yeah, I didn't know it was out either until I got up and looked on, had these messages, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, let me talk about this. And then Louwaffa sent me that message. But my information, my big news on Series X is that games like Grounded, games like Bleeding Edge, games like he said Grounded, Bleeding Edge, possibly Apex Legends, Overwatch, if you're playing that on Xbox. If you put that into the Series X, you very well may be able to play those games at 120 FPS. Okay? So you will be able to play those games at 120 FPS. So that's what Louwaffa has said. So that's my, as far as PS5 news, he got none, but that's what he dropped to me this morning. This afternoon for him. So, but that's what he dropped to me this morning. So, well, like I said, that's why you guys are young. I can't do stuff like that. So, this, yeah, I don't think it's no way that the Ryzen that these chip that the Xbox and the PlayStation have in it are third generation. You know, so like the second generation stuff is the 2600 and the 2700 and the 2700X, all that kind of stuff. So, said Neo is great if you like Demon Souls and Sekiro. Yes, I didn't like Sekiro because they had no shoes on, so I can't do that. So now, is that Asus you mean there? CRU? Is that Asus or ASUS? I think that's the name you pronounce it. So yeah, you got a monster CPU. So you do have a monster CPU. So shout out to you for buying that. And so shout out to you for buying that. So the Xbox know they lost the power because they started saying stuff like they don't want to compete, started talking about cloud. Well, again, I mean, they have games coming out this month. I mean, they do. They've got Bleeding Edge. I think they've got Ori is coming out. So, again, I'm not here to throw shade on them. So, it is what it is. So, Final Fantasy VII is not coming to Xbox One yet, maybe in a year or so. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, I know they have a 1-year exclusive deal on Final Fantasy VII. So, I assume, I thought the demo would have came out for everybody, but because it's a demo. So it would be cool, but they didn't do it. That's fine. So Neo 2 Last Chance Trial was real good. Okay. Yeah, I mean, again, I'm not playing it, so shout out to you for getting it. Yeah, I know, Bleeding Edge, I mean, give me a break. It looked like a broke down version of Splatoon when I saw people playing it, you know, and it's just like, all right, whatever. It's just trash. Okay. It's not for me. And again, I'm not in their ecosystem as far as their console. I guess I could play. I'm gonna be playing Ori on Game Pass. I think I may hunker down and come out of my own pocket for Game Pass. So because I do want to play Ori. So we'll have to definitely wait and see. Okay, we'll wait and see. But guys, if there's no more questions, I am going to get on off here because there's not a. I do want to download this and make sure I got enough space to play it. So. But if there's nothing else that you all got, let me check the Twitter machine again. Maybe there is some news about Horizon Zero Dawn. Oh no, Judge Judy is going off the air. So Judge Judy is coming off the air. Shout out to Foxy Games. He's got a video coming up. He said it's incoming. Yeah, J-Dub said he said that they dropped Sony dropped the Final Fantasy demo, and everybody's talking games and not talking T-flops anymore. Oh man. So so you know, let me type this back to Tim Dog real quick. There we go. I took care of that. So so yeah. Yeah, and I still got to put money down on that Avengers game. I got a little more money down on that. So here's that. Let me share Foxy's thing there. And LeBron James still got those moves. Man, oh man. J-Dub is horrible talking about who's playing Final Fantasy VII Remake on the world's most powerful console. He's terrible. So, oh man. So they're silly. But all right, guys, I'm gonna get on off here. Yeah, Moist is yeah. So appreciate it. Who said Horizon Zero Dawn would go to PC? Well, again, that was a rumor that started in January. My personal belief on what happened is Horizon Zero Dawn went to PC via PS Now, okay, by PlayStation Now. So if you have a PC and you have PlayStation Now, you can play Horizon Zero Dawn on your PC. That's the truth. That is the truth. Now, everything else that's the truth. Everything else is a rumor. There's nothing from Sony, nothing from Guerrilla Games yet. Now it's early. It's Monday. They may drop it tonight. They may drop it tomorrow morning when I'm going to work. I'm just saying it's there ain't nothing here. But Jason Schreier, and shout out to who brought up Jason Schreier's tweet yesterday, says something about giving people hope and all this kind of stuff. It was something weird. I mean, you all would have to go back to matter of fact, let me see if I can find it. I don't know if I can find it or not. Give me a minute here. Shout out to the finest. So shout out to Broken Games HD. He flat said that all right, yeah, I found it. Okay, let me see if I can share this. He flat said that Grounded looked like trash. I mean, those are his words. So hopefully this is sharing, because sharing is caring. And all right. So now this was yesterday. This was the other day. It says, I never said it would be announced today. I have no idea when it'll be announced. Then he says to somebody else, true. I forgot that misleading headlines are a good thing as long as they get your hopes. I want to say you get your hopes up. Yeah, I had to stop sharing so y'all can see it. But that's what he said. So you all can take what he said the way you want. Okay. So again, I'm not dissing him. I'm saying that there's a very good chance that it was a misleading headline. I'm not saying it was. I'm saying it could have been misleading. So, but all right, guys, that's it. I'm gonna bounce on off here. I'm gonna download this. I'm gonna download this demo. So just again, again, I can't call him a liar because somebody actually may have told him that. So I'm not here to say that it's just take it with a grain of salt. And this is why I've said here on this podcast and on other people's podcasts that I'm on, it's not official until it comes from the company. Remember, Henry Cavill was supposed to be playing Wolverine, but that was some fanboy nonsense. So, Henry Cavill has a multi-year deal with Netflix for the Witcher series, which they're going to start filming that at the end of this year. Now they are doing an animated movie series, so they've already cast Vesemir. They've cast other people in it now. So they've cast the two guys from the video game that were at Kaer Morhen, and they've cast another Witcher from the school of there's a school of the Wolf and there's a school of the Griffin. This other Witcher that's going to be on the show is from the school of the Griffin, and Ciri will be training at Kaer Morhen. So will I download it to my Xbox? Download what to my Xbox? So you're repeating and promoting things that are not true, then he will simply say, because people like that will simply say that that's what I got told or that was a rumor. Be like I was at the gym the other day and somebody said that Louisville's football coach was going to be leaving after this upcoming season. I'm sorry, he said that, and he was talking about who the Bengals were going to draft. Now, again, it's just a rumor. Here's what he heard. His brother is an intern for the Bengals, and so that was it. So that's it. So but again, I'm not here to say that Horizon will not be on PC. I'm here to say there's been nothing announced, and it was supposed to be announced in January. Or not January, I'm sorry, February, but it hadn't been announced yet, so we have to wait and see. But guys, I'm going to get on off here and throw some clothes on and sashay on up to the store. But I will talk to you guys later. Peace.